Hello, and welcome back to the Inside the Mind series. Today, we're not going to be talking about the undercover Brella so much as the special that the current kit has got, the Reefslider. Now, you've probably heard a lot about what this special can't do, and how easy it is to counter, and all this stuff. It is considered one of the weaker specials in the game, but it's also the most explosive and fastest killing part of the undercover Brella kit. And there are situations where you can really use a Reefslider to change a game. So, what sort of situations are we talking about? Well, let's see if we can find out. And if you like this sort of thing, be sure to subscribe for more fun and informative Nintendo content. Let's get started. Alright, we are here on Crab Leg Capital to play a little tower control and see what we can do with our Brella and our Reefslider. So we're going to go in here, start charging our Reefslider as we go, because there's no real reason to rush in. We kind of stall out here in the middle, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and take the tower. I feel like there are too many people kind of overcommitted on their right side. I think they're out of position. The tower is going to be moving away from them. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this. And so now, here is where we have our Reefslider charged, and we're actually in a really good position. So if you're on the tower, chances are the enemy is going to be coming to you. They're going to be kind of trying to converge. And so that's a great time to drop the Reefslider on them, and you're at an kind of elevated position here, so the Reefslider doesn't go up very well, but it goes down great. So we can kind of fall onto these folks and pick up an easy double. This won't be the last one we pick up in this match. So here we're riding out the first checkpoint. Now, this is a mistake that a lot of people make. I think it's because we watch a lot of top players, their highlight reels, and they're always going out and taking out opponents. In this case, I'm so close to getting the first checkpoint, I should have just stayed on the tower. But I see the 10 attack there, and I'm like, I'm going to get this guy. And so I don't, and end up getting caught by the suction bomb. So really, you have to be careful, to know what the position is, and whether you should be playing objective or being a little bit more aggressive. So we're going to dodge the triple link strikes here. We're going to duel these dualies, and we're going to get them. We're going to knock the Tri-Slosher off the tower and take it back. So we've got our Reefslider charged here again. We're not going to need it right off. You'll see I'm throwing ink onto their platform there. That's more of a delaying technique than anything else. If they're going to want to come to me from this angle, they're going to have to go through my ink and give me more time to take them down. No one ends up doing that. So what happens is, suddenly, once again, we're staring down at multiple players looking to take on the tower. I've got my Reefslider charged. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. And for our second double of the match. We're going to hold the splatter shut off here and drive this up to the second checkpoint. We're not going to get through it here. I'm going to get caught kind of from behind. Super fall-off damage. But our Machine Neo pulls out the Trizuka and cleans that up. Now, I'm going to jump on tower again. It's still kind of an even match, but I just want to keep the pressure on. I want to keep them, focusing on this tower, keep this moving forward. I draw out the triple ink strike. So I do get picked off here. Can't get out of there. But it was kind of a successful stall. We drove the tower a little bit deeper there. So here, I'm going to clean up this, and I'm going to immediately get crushed by the Tri-Slosher here. They're just going to throw some ink up, and I'm going to run right into it. It happens. But you have to be more aware that Tri-Sloshers like to do that. Now here, this poor Tenatech thinks they're camping somebody else's jump. You just don't camp the undercover Brella, especially when it's a 1v1. I can get them pretty easily. So this turns out to be an interesting spot. Now, here, this is perhaps the best defensive spot that I could hope to have. Like, I've got this block on the right covering one side. I've got their tacticooler on the left covering that side. They have to come, like, right down the middle to face me and go through my Brella shield. So I'm just going to stand here. I'm going to get one. Now, the tacticooler is going to go down, but my teammates jump in and clean things up. So I'm going to charge my Reefslider, get that ready. And we're just going to ride the tower. We're going to throw some ink here. We're going to try and keep that Tri-Slosher back. They get hit with the Trizuka. Here, you have to be a little bit careful. The Tri-Stringer is going to like hit me in the back of the head. So you don't want to block your teammates' shots when you're in this kind of position. I block them here and just kind of wait. So we're going to hold this Tenatech off. We are going to hold the tower just long enough to get through checkpoint 2 here. So that's cool. It's always good, if you really need to hold on for a second, or if you have a chance to hold on for a second, if you're at that moment where you can get the checkpoint before you go down, it's usually good to hold your ground and just, try to beat that timer. Because now, the next time we go through, we're actually not going to push it any farther than this, but in theory, if we needed to push it farther, we can just go right past that checkpoint now. So this will set us up for, hopefully, some future success. Now here, the enemy team is doing the same thing. They're throwing some bombs onto our platform. I'm fully aware that the Tri-Slosher is going to be waiting, so I'm just going to charge. I'm going to use this ink that they're giving me for free to charge my Reefslider, and then I can see them. There's one kind of underneath the left side of the ledge. You can see one off to the right. I figure, hey, again, I have the high ground. I'm going to be coming down on them, multiple people. I'm just going to throw my Reefslider at them here. Now, I'm not going to get anyone, but that's because you can see the Tri-Stringer steals my kill. I push the other guy away. Now, this is one of those moments where you really should probably jump out. I mean, we're kind of in a corner, so nobody can flank us, but we are going to have multiple people bearing down on us very quickly at multiple angles. So I miss all my shots, I go down pretty quickly, and that's that. So what I'm going to do now is, it looks like somebody's got a foothold here, but they're actually going to go down pretty quickly. I am going to get the Tri-Slosher, but then I'm in kind of the same 2v1 or 1v2 situation that I was in before. It's not going to end well, and that's that. Still, we got one person, so that wasn't a terrible move. Now, we're going to, again, use our platform to charge our Reefslider. We're going to try and take a position right here, cover this low ground. And we're going to see if we can hold this area, keep this, one of the splatter shots here back. Now, here, amazingly, I do something I never do, and I actually show some patience. The opponents really didn't push the tower very hard here. So you'll see they go down, the Tri-Slosher goes down one, they lose the tower, it goes back to middle. I'm just going to wait here, I'm going to throw some ink over here. Now, the perfect setup. So right now, they've pulled out their crab tank. The Splat Doolies are up on that grate with their special. Now, the thing to know about the Reefslider is it's got a pretty good kind of damage, I don't know, cone or circle, whatever, in the vertical direction as well. So if we can slide our Reefslider underneath that crab, we can totally wipe them out from below. So as soon as I realize the crab's up there, that's what I'm going to do. So here, lo and behold, the splitter shot has actually popped Trizuka right in the same spot. Well, we can take them out just as easily as we can the crab. And then, right in front of us, gosh, the Tenatech just used triple ink strike. We're going to cancel all 3 of these specials with a single Reefslider. And in true Reefslider fashion, we die immediately, but our sloshing machine Neo holds off the Tri-Slosher and kind of stops that push cold. I'm just going to jump in and try and help. I don't help. But this is what the QR is for. And so now we just have to hold on defense. They have to push the tower here in overtime. I'm going to take out the Tri-Slosher on the tower. Tenatech's going to get me. But they don't do a great job of using their special here. And our sloshing machine Neo is actually going to take out a bunch of them in the corner. The Tenatech again thinks they can camp my jump. It's just not going to work. They lose the tower. We win the game. So there were a couple of moments there where we were just in perfect position, where we had a couple of opponents grouped together, and we were able to kind of use our height advantage to come down on them and maximize our Reefslider's effectiveness. All right, so what did we learn here? Well, the Reefslider is great when you've got multiple opponents converging to a single area where, it's going to be hard for them to respond and get out of, and so you can really just drop your massive explosion on them for maximum effect. This is great when you have the high ground, because again, you can drop that Reefslider from a high point a lot easier than you can go from below. But we also saw that, hey, if you get your Reefslider underneath somebody, that can be pretty effective as well. So you have to pick your spots with your Reefslider and determine when's the best time to get the most out of your special. So, with that said, thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you again in a future video. So long!